I, 31F, need to tell my partner, 32M, I need my car back, but it's going to cause an instant fight. I am having the worst anxiety over how to tell my partner I need my car back. His broke down a little over a month ago and is essentially scrap metal, so we have been sharing my car. However, we also have a 7-month-old baby who is starting to eat solids and actively crawling and standing. I'm not comfortable being home alone without a car in case of an emergency. I also miss having a life outside of the home. Finally, I am not seeing any progress on his end. I have sent him cars within his budget and offered to loan him money, but he hasn't gone to see a single car. He seems to be content using mine. I would like to give him a deadline and tell him I need my car back by some specific date, but I'm also fearful of the fight it will cause. I don't want to add more stress to his plate, but I really need my car back. No matter what I say, he is going to be upset and probably angry, but how can I word things in a way that won't cause a fight? Side question, am I being unfair? Too long did not read. My partner has been borrowing my car for the last month and I'd like it back. What has already gone on in your relationship that you're this scared of telling him to give you your car back? Is your anxiety this bad, or is he typically scary, or both? I'm assuming if you're home alone with the tot that means he is working. It has only been a month, but he needs to get a car to get to his job, right? Tell him you need a car. If he doesn't want to find one, he can buy yours, and you can buy a new one. If you offer to loan him money, be prepared for the possibility of it not being paid back. It's a frequent issue in this sub. Don't loan more than you're comfortable giving away, and never seeing again. If you want to make it official, have a lawyer draft up a contract that has to be upheld or he can be sued. It fascinates me that people can have a kid together but can't have these basic conversations. Plus my car, his car, loan him money. Strange for a family. 1. Tell him, don't ask, you need your car back. 2. If he fights you, which he will, call the cops to return your stolen vehicle and restrain him if needed. 3. Pack and leave. So you're telling him he's keeping your car hostage, he's endangering your child and preventing your freedom, you fear him as he verbally abuses you for asking for your own things. Girl, leave. Are you being unfair wanting your property that you and only you own back so you can use it when you want? No. Just tell him, look, I've tried to help you and you weren't interested, so figure it out, you aren't driving my car any longer, then take the keys. If he gets mad, lock your door and don't let him in. You should have thought of this before having his baby. Could you offer that he can keep your car and you're going to start car shopping for yourself? Perhaps really run him through what would happen in an emergency and how important it is for you to have a car. Can you pick out a new better car for you then? Say, okay, I like this car and you can just keep my old one, assuming shared finances. First question, is he the father of the child? Second lie, I would address boundaries if I were you. It may turn out he just really likes your car. Suggest finding something similar but that you need yours back. Because life doesn't go on pause when he's at work. If he's not emotionally available for this, imagine the fights in the future over other large purchases like a house or whatnot. Define your boundaries and your expectations of your partner. Dude. Buy a car. The end. When my parents only had one car when I was a kid, they drive each other to work, pick up later, opposite shifts. Can this work with your schedules? If he cares about you and the little one, he will be understanding and will take a bus, carpool or find some other means of transportation. Anything less than that is him being selfish in my opinion. If you're scared of telling or asking your partner anything, you should look at your whole relationship objectively. Is this abuse? Are you safe? You're going to have a hard time raising this kid in a relationship like you've got. Except for mainly sleep deprivation, babies are easy. How are you guys going to talk when serious issues come up in the future? You would rather put yourself in financial trouble, you know the loan will never be repaid, and your daughter in danger than to upset him. I am not blaming you. Soon after childbirth, money issues, sudden crisis, these stack up. I am asking you to examine your priorities and decide what you're willing to give up to keep the peace, and if this is already too much. No question, you need your car back. He needs to step up and take care of the car situation. If he gets upset over it, it ain't you. And stop making excuses for him, you can do better than him. Why do you stay with someone that gets angry this easily and who you're afraid to have this simple of a conversation with? That car should be the least of your worries, hopefully you start seeing that. And to answer that side question, no, you're not being unfair at all, it's your car. You did a nice thing by lending it to him for a bit, but he's taking advantage of you. I'm sorry that you feel like you need a delicate way to ask for your own car. I hope that his person makes you feel loved and brings brightness to your life in other ways. I'm a little confused about something, and no one has brought this up yet. You're with your child when boyfriend is at work, and having a vehicle in case of emergency is just common sense. There is no way boyfriend should fight you on this, but of course, that assumes that he actually cares, which is not clear from your post. What about when you're at work? Why doesn't boyfriend feel like he needs a car when he's the one caring for the kid? Or does your kid go somewhere else when you're working? Does someone watch him so your boyfriend can rest and sleep and not spend 24/7 on call for one reason or another? Is this yet another imbalance in your relationship, or am I just assuming? Because boyfriend should be just as worried about being stuck at home as you are, if he actually does 50% of the parenting. I'm sorry your boyfriend isn't a good boyfriend. You are not being unfair. Sharing a vehicle is difficult, especially as a parent. Tell him he needs to get it done by a certain date and to figure out some options as this is too difficult for you. Tell him, it's your car. There will be a fight. There wouldn't be a fight. You wouldn't know until you tell him. There probably will be a fight. It's your car, you have the right to it. He should suck it up. He's your partner, you know that person in your life that supports you. Yeah, weird to think of it like that. Edit. Okay, so he's working opposite shifts and the arrangement works, and he had a month to find a car. Give him a week. Take the car. Bring it back and tell him it's a week. He will be with the car that he finds or no car. No need for any argument, it will be as you say, the car is yours. Oof. This isn't really about the car if you can be so scared to talk to him about being able to use your own car. As gently as I can ask, do you feel like you are walking on eggshells, Op? Do you have friends and family you can ask to be there with you when you talk about it? And would that help or make things worse when they leave? Why are you so sure he'll be angry, and what does that look like? Does he hit objects, the wall, himself, throw things or break them? Has he ever hit you, or pushed or similar and his response was something like, if you didn't cause him stress he wouldn't do this? I'm seeing red flags all over this post. This dude needs to get a grip. Sounds like you need to hit the eject button for the sake of your kid. This dude is a child himself. There needs to be a compromise here. Can you drop him off at work? Or can he take an Uber, Lyft, taxi and you pick him up after? There needs to be a compromise here. In reality, I live this. I sold my car to help the household. I am now without vehicle and she in fact threatens law enforcement at times. To which I say, you can't afford impound. I have been struggling with my own jobs this way for nearly 2 years. She wants me to earn, I want to earn but I'm hindered. I can empathize. Can y'all afford a beater? I'd say it's time to suggest the purchase of one. Honestly, what makes you think that this relationship you're in is going to get any better than it is now? You are scared just thinking about asking him for your own property back because of his temper. Get your car back, and get rid of him. It will only get worse. Drop him off and pick him up from work, it's the only way. If you said he won't look at cars and won't give your back without a fight. Just say you want to take the baby for a nature walk. Is the problem really the car or his obvious anger issues and the fact you're afraid to have a conversation with him? If he's not abusive, he's at least lazy and complacent with the arrangement. She hasn't made waves for this long, so it's become the status quo. Don't let it. Let him know that he needs to get his own car because you need yours. The problem is not how you word it, the problem is that he is going to get mad at you after you were nice and loaned him your car and are now making a reasonable request for it back full time. Listen up. Get a therapist or get your girlfriends to help you. This type of stress no husband should ever cause. No matter what I say he is going to be upset and probably angry. Why is your partner such an asshole? You can be a good person and still have someone angry with you. If you can keep yourself calm while insisting that he get his own transportation, then he can make a fuss and go get a car. It's good practice for being a parent. On the other hand, if you are afraid of your partner, then you may need to consider whether it is wise to be with him and to expose your child to that environment. You've got a much bigger problem than the car. He's taking advantage of you and you're terrified to tell him something completely reasonable. The car is minor. At a bare minimum you two need to be in counseling. Ideally though, you need an exit strategy. You're worried that your partner will be mad. You want to ensure your child has safe access to transportation. Reread your post. This is not good, normal, or healthy. There is no way you can word things to not cause a fight. He will be upset, and he will be upset because you are asking for him to stop having complete control over where you can go and what you can do. That is why he's not looking at new cars. He wants to keep using yours, he wants to take advantage of you, and he wants you to stay home and not be able to go anywhere without him knowing or doing permission. I'm sorry, this sounds harsh. I know it's hard to hear. But I am seeing all the red flags here. In a healthy relationship you should never, ever, be scared that you ask it for something reasonable will cause a fight. It's been a month, shouldn't you two have been car shopping or looked into a loaner by now? The issue isn't your car. It's that you can't express your concerns without your boyfriend throwing a tantrum. You have allowed it for this long, so of course he's going to be upset. I would take him to a neutral place, cage or coffee shop, and tell him that you will be taking the car starting today. He can take an Uber to work. In a public space he is going to have some kind of decorum and not freak out. Do not send him links to cars. Do not offer to help him. He is a grown man with a child. Set your boundaries and stick to them. If he starts emotionally abusing you, leave. In your car. I totally understand your frustration, especially the part about a partner who flies off the handle at the slightest inconvenience. Lol. You could try approaching him with, "Yeah, no honey, I've been thinking. I think we need another vehicle. The baby is getting older and I worry about being home all day without a car and you being home all night without a vehicle being safe. What if something happened to you or the baby and I couldn't get to you or get the baby help?" Include your partner in the concerns. Then it doesn't come off as being just about you. Smile. Good luck. You got this. Strange relationship where you are paralytic with fear and anxiety over something as mundane as this. There's a bigger issue here than just wanting your car back, and hopefully you see that. Darling, if you are afraid to ask your boyfriend anything, this is not the relationship for you. There should not ever be fear in a healthy relationship. Plus, this is your car and you need it. You don't need to defend the reasons why it's your car. Please get it back from him. And if he makes you afraid, this is not the right person for you. A person that loves you will never make you fear them. Have you considered dropping him off at work? So that you still have the car. He'd be financially abusing you if he refuses, since it's in your name and he's essentially trapping you at home. Just would like you to know this. What specially would happen if you were to say, for instance, "I need to have access to my car during the day. Can you help me by looking into some of the cars I sent you?" What exactly would he say? You shouldn't be fearful and have anxiety to tell your partner something like this. He's adding to your plate with the stress of you not having your car. Finding a car should be his priority, not yours. It's time to have an honest conversation about this, and if you need to, have a friend or family member be there when this happens. So him being upset about your car is more important than you being upset about having your own car for you and your child. Why are his feelings more important? This can be a narcissist behavior. Honestly, reading what you post gave me red flags. Easily angered, keeping you home, trying to isolate you. You shouldn't be scared to talk to your partner about something like this. You should have love and support. I've been in a relationship with a narcissist. Get out while you can. Watch for the love bombing, isolating, easily angered stuff, please. You deserve better.